Alright, what's up everyone? This is gonna be game one between this best of three little Saturday night series with Wang who's a pink Zerg player in the right position of this map, Antigua Shipyard. And you can see he's already got his overload move in, very nice. He's got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know how many spikes. And on the bottom position, which is the 530-ish position, we have Siege Tank, who is the teal Protoss. Now, these both are very good players. Siege Tank he's played way significantly longer than Wang has in StarCraft 2. Siege Tank is also a veteran of StarCraft Brood War, and I think he was very successful in there as well. And you can see he's already got his two closest mineral patches from his Nexus already going double mining with the very efficient one after the other little technique there. And let's see if Wang has the same. Nope, he just has one there and one there, so not a big deal. But as Siege Tank likes to say, it's very useful, and it's what the pros do. So anyways, we got Siege Tank's first scout coming out here. A lot of the times, well, looks like the pause text. A lot of the times you'll see a Protoss go scout after their gateway finishes, or even their assimilator goes down. But as you can see, Siege Tank is deciding to go for a very early scout. And what this is going to do is allow him to do some possibly early game worker harass. Now, if this was Terran, he could have just attacked the building SCVs, which is always very annoying, being a Terran player myself. But yeah, since we got a Zerg player, he obviously scouted too late to delay any sort of expansion, because a lot of times you'll see either a Terran or a Protoss player lay down some kind of building here, like start building a pylon or start building an engineering bay. Now the Terran can always move away, because if they stop building, then you can obviously still cancel, but the same effect is there, a very delayed expansion. But with a Protoss, you only have so long, because your pylon only lasts so long. I think a pylon builds in about 25-30 seconds, something like that. So anyways, looks like Wang and Siege Tank's units both collided here, but yeah, it's too bad for Siege Tank, because the first two places he checked, he was not there, so now he is going to find him in the third position he finds. And as you can see, we have nice saturation for Wang here. That's one of the economic advantages that Zerg inherently has, and looks like he's chasing it right away, which is kind of a smart. Oh, looks like it wasn't even a chase. I was gonna say it's a good idea always to chase a probe scout that comes into your base, because you never know when it might build some kind of proxy pylon around here, or cheesy pylon. And looks like that's what he did. So if Wang had followed him with the where is drone? Yeah, I see a third expansion coming here for Wang. So looks like that wasn't a scouting drone. That was a third expansion. Looks like Wang is going to opt for a early 3-base setup, which is going to be very good for him early on, as long as he can keep it up. Because if Siege Tank does scout this, which he obviously has not, he has no idea about this. But yeah, that would have been very bad for him. It looks like we are looking to see some kind of a cannon rush attempt from Siege Tank, which again, Wang would have scouted if his drone had followed him, but no. But there are plenty of Zerglings here, which is very good for Wang. So he's going to be able to take care of this. Hopefully he cancels it. Yeah, he cancels it, so 113 minerals are returned. And looks like these two Spine Crawlers do go down for the extra support. Had he not had any Zerglings, these Spine Crawlers do actually have more range than the cannons do. So anyways, looks like 6 Zerglings coming here to the third expansion, to making sure it's secured, and no Zealots are there to try to cheese it up and make sure there's no pylon there as well, which is very smart and very secure by Wang. It looks like he is moving out with a bunch of Zerglings to both probably scout and try to do a little bit of harassment, but Siege Tank did opt for that Forge Fast Expand, so he's going to be pretty safe here, even though there's a gap here. That cannon's going to just about 2-hit these Zerglings, I think, 35, and yep, 2-hit. So, but there are a lot, so with good macro, like it just did saving that one. Oh, looks like there is no gap here, so it looks like these Zerglings are doomed unless he can pick off this one pylon. But Siege Tank's probably he's going to come over here and threaten to make another building here, and looks like Warp Gate Research is coming out for Siege Tank. Oh, we should probably get the production going, not bad. Alright, so we do have a Roach Warren coming in for Wang, which is going to be very good for early game pressure. And hold up, looks like this third expansion still has no saturated drones. Looks like the first drones are coming out right now, and there's no point of making a drone, or a hatchery, I'm sorry, here if you're not going to get drones. This hatchery is sitting here for about, I don't know how long, 2-3 minutes. So Wang he should try to saturate that faster from now on. And he should also split up these drones, because I don't think he transferred any actually, so I think putting like half of these in this third expansion, it just makes for more cleaner, more spread out, more balanced mining. It looks like the queen came out and it does have 32. Yep, finally the lava growth does go down and the roach horn does finish. So oh my gosh, we have a starport coming out here for siege tanks. This is going to be very good because early starports usually work out very well for against Zerg, because Zerg really the only early anti-air that they have is the queen, and if you go 4 queen, then you're going to be pretty good. But even then, if your void ray is in some sneaky spot, then you can still pick off any behind buildings without taking any damage from the spore callers, because a lot of people usually put spore callers like in the middle of their mining patch, and that's simply not enough to reach void rays that are out in the distance. So anyway, nice creep spread starting here from Wang. That's always a good priority, a good thing to prioritize when you're a Zerg player. Creep spread not only gives you map control, but it speeds up your units. So when you are defending or on the run, you can expect to have faster units, especially for Hydras, because Hydras are very slow. But when they're on creep, they're pretty fast. They're decently fast. Looks like these Zerglings were trying to get some secondary scouting in, but it still is a complete wall off with a cannon and a stalker now here for second support. Now the first void ray is moving on, trying to do some harass here. Looks like he's going to do pretty well because we don't have any spore crawlers in sight. These 2 evil chambers have finished for upgrades, so he can make the spore crawler, but he hasn't yet. So this void ray is going to move in, try to pick up the drones, but now no, he's going to go for the queen first. And looks like secondary phoenix came from out of nowhere, and he's going to pick that up and hopefully kill this. Yep, it looks like it's going to die, which is very bad for Wang, because that's the only queen he has on the map right now. It's going to take he's got a second one making right now, but it's going to take a very long time to make other ones. Looks like the spore caller is going down. If I were, he does have a second queen here, never mind. But if I were a siege tank, I would try to pick off this spore caller as fast as possible. But it looks like it is going to finish. Spore callers take very little time to make. And let's see how many kills this. Wow, this warrior has 8 kills already. That's just devastating this early in the game. Looks like there were 2 spine crawlers, and looks like Wang does realize how bad this is. And looks like this queen is probably going to die up because this one phoenix might get picked off by the spore caller, but we'll see. This queen's going to die first, and looks like it just barely escapes with 30 HP. And yep, that's what I was talking about. This void ray is going to be able to pick off this spawning pool without any problems, because yeah, obviously the spore callers don't reach now. Some people like to move them up and try to place them here, which is what I would have done, because there's only 1 void ray, and 1 void ray is not enough to kill 2 spine crawlers or spore crawlers, I'm sorry, in the time that they take to land. So yeah, it looks like these brood lords have nowhere to go. Poor brood lords. Anyway, spawning pool. Wang is claiming that he doesn't need a spawning pool, but that's very false in my opinion. He's got a macro hatch going on there, but yeah, the spawning pool is very important because I feel like Zergling, the speedling is a crucial part of any Zerg build. I don't care who you are, I don't care what kind of build you're doing, speedlings are a must, in my opinion, for any build, as well as infestors. So that's just my little opinion there. And we got another void ray moving out to, let's see if siege tank scouted. Nope, he still has not scouted that third yet, so he has no idea that he has an army advantage right now, but he's probably going to expand after he sees that. But yep, he's scouted the third. He's going to try to pick off this queen, but these hydras over here are most likely going to come and support. Yep, even that one hydra is doing a lot of damage to this void ray. Now the void ray does decide to escape, but no, it was picked off. And over here, you got the map control. The 2 phoenixes for map control flying around with siege tank. He's piloting them very well. This proxy pilot here, I don't know what that's going to be good for in the future. Maybe if Wang decides to expand here, but it's not looking likely anytime soon. We do have 3 queens over here, and that seems to be all his queens. And that's kind of weird because he should have 1 queen at each hatchery so they can get the maximum larva intake. But yep, there it is, finally running around the creep. And that's another good thing about having creep spread. You can run your queens to the bases, because queens, if you didn't know, are way faster on creep than they are off creep. So we do have a mothership coming out for wares. Yep, the mothership is warping in for siege tank. That looks very cool, the graphic. Now this is going to be very devastating, because if Wang does not scout this, he is not going to think to make an overseer, which means he's basically screwed, because the mothership obviously cloaks all the units around it, so any army that Wang has is going to just run right past it.